fly out to California to meet with Juan Soto.
I would hope so.
Mirroring what Steve Cohen does. Now, I'm going to say something that maybe it surprises you. I mean, what a farce. I mean, HAL Steinbrenner has to get on a plane in Tampa and fly 5.5 hours to talk to a guy who just spent the last 7 months as a New York Yankee, knows everything about the team, the manager, the facility in Tampa, the facility in the Bronx, everything that they do for the players, and you're going to make the owner get on a plane and fly round trip 11 hours when, I mean, if I'm Hal Steinbrenner, that's why I wouldn't be good at this, and Hal is much more patient than I am in understanding. I'd go, listen, he knows everything he wants to know about us. What he needs to know is how much I'm offering him. And here it is. $500 million for 10 years. That's the trip. That saves you a flight. I mean, what are we doing?
I know. You got to play the game, though, right?
I guess you do.
And for all the people all year long that called and said, why would he want to leave the Yankees? He wants to be a forever player. He wants to be in Monument Park. He wants to spend the next decade batting in front or behind Aaron Judge. No, he doesn't. Because he's making Hal jump just like Steve Cohen's going to have to jump, just like the Dodgers. He
wants to see people beg him.
You would think that the Yankees wouldn't have to do that. Not because they're the Yankees. He spent the last year with the Yankees, but he's making them jump through hoops just like everybody else. So the Yankees are going to have to get in line with the Blue Jays and the Red Sox and the Mets and the Giants and the Rays and everybody else, just like everybody else. So the whole idea that he's going to give them a break, that he's going to want to be a Yankee so badly. If that were the case, Michael, why make Hal fly across the country?
He's not even giving Hal the dignity of not having to get on a plane. After having spent 7 months with the team, having his career year, going to the World Series, you're making Hal Steinbrenner lug himself onto a plane and go to California. I mean, it's beyond me. It's beyond me. So if this was another winter where Hal Steinbrenner was vacationing in Italy, would he have to fly from At least Judge spoke to Hal in the middle of the night from Italy. Instead, you're making Hal fly to California to dance for me. I mean, come on, Juan. And this has got to be Scott, too. You don't need to do this. You're the greatest player available. Just here's what I would do. How much, how long? Let's talk, baby. How much and how long?
Could there be some nuance here, though, that maybe we're not seeing?
I don't know. Help me.
I don't know. Just like within that conversation, like he knows that the money's going to be similar, so there are other things. And I don't know. I mean,
I'm sure, Peter, he's going to say, if Scott was on with us, we want to know their plans. We want to know how they're going to spend
Do you want
money.
To win?
Yeah.
Does this team, are they serious about winning?
They want to win. They always have one of the highest payrolls in baseball. Hal Steinbrenner has to dance for you to show you that he wants to win?
No, but maybe it does also send the message that, hey, there is nobody that's in charge here. There is nobody.
He sent that message clearly after Game 5.
No, right, but this even sends it even clearer that, hey, I am not prioritizing any team. The Yankees have zero advantage. Everybody's going to have to come up. So anybody that's scared, well, I'm not going to get involved because he's going back to the Yankees, now might say, well, look, maybe he's not going back to the Yankees. Look what he's making Hal do. So I'm sure that's Boris's message, that there is no advantage. Because the Yankees can, as much as having the Yankees involved drives the money up, it also drives teams to not get involved. Because they figure, well, I can't dance with the Yankees. Or he's going to definitely want to go back with the Yankees. Look how good they were last year. Look how the fans loved them. Well, it didn't matter.
And also in this world where everything is done via Zoom, you need to make an owner get on a plane to fly and dance for you? You could dance on a Zoom.
What could he possibly ask him
that he couldn't ask on a Zoom?
Know? But like, what does Juan Soto need to know from Hal that he doesn't already know? He spent the last year there. He didn't get traded at the deadline there.
There's
spent the entire season there.
There's part of me that feels sorry for these owners because, as you said, Don, and you said it correctly, they have to do it. Like all these teams that fly out to Japan to pay homage to Yamamoto so he knows that they were there and that they're doing with Sasaki. So it comes down to where they – I mean, Brian Cashman watched Yamamoto pitch a lot. He went to Japan a lot. He was there the day that Yamamoto pitched a no-hitter. He chose the Dodgers. You think it gives you an edge at all? But they have to do it to play the game. And to me, the game is ridiculous.
But at least the game of Yamamoto is that he never played here. He didn't have any real knowledge of these teams. He needed to be educated on what direction they were going to go into or what is it like playing there. He spent an entire year with the New York Yankees, spring training and all of it. Like, I understand if he got traded at the deadline, it's like, all right, maybe he doesn't know spring training. Maybe he doesn't know the ins and outs. He's there. He was there all year, plus the 3 rounds of postseason. What are the fans like? How much do you want to win? He doesn't know that by now?
It's amazing. It's amazing. But Scott is so good at this, and he utilizes his leverage so beautifully, and he knows that every team that can afford him desperately wants Juan Soto. So he's making you come dance for your supper. And there's a part of me, if I was an owner, I'd go, nah, I'm good.
You can't, though. You can't do it.
We'll match
That's why
any
you're not
money that's going to be out there, but I'm not leaving my family for a full day to do a round trip, circle dance for you. I'm not doing it.
Well, hold on. That's the one part you keep coming back to. Let's not act like the trip's a big deal. I mean,
that's a big deal.
No,
to
it's
get on
not.
a plane for 6 hours.
Not when you traveled. He's not exactly showing up and sitting in security. But this is not a big deal. If you're what is he, a billionaire?
Well, his family is. I don't know if he particularly is.
If you're sitting on hundreds of millions of dollars, Don, you hear what I'm saying. The getting on a flight part's not the big deal.
Well,
it is what it is.
He'll probably fly himself out.
Or that.
Doesn't matter. I go on charter flights. I'm lucky enough to do that. And when I land in Seattle, you know what? I'm exhausted.
Yeah, but that's because you work 19 jobs. His number one job is running this.
I get it. But what is this about? Like if it was a normal situation and you worked with somebody for a full year, and they called you up, even if you had the means to do it, and say, I need fly out here and convince me that I should stay with you. I'd be like, well, what do you need to know? You were just here for a year.
Well, if it was framed that way, I'd be annoyed.
But that's kind of what it is. What is he going there to do?
You know what Hal's doing, Peter? He's covering his backside. So if he doesn't choose the Yankees, they can't say, well, Hal didn't try the same as Steve Cohen. So Steve Cohen flies out there because he's trying to convince a guy to come to the Mets. This guy knows everything you need to know about the New York Yankees. So he's just making him dance for him.
I would think Juan Soto doesn't have any working knowledge of the Mets. Probably never met Steve Cohen. Doesn't really know what they're about. Probably doesn't care about the history other than the times he played them when he was in Washington or San Diego. I can understand him wanting, all right, what are you about? What's your organization about? How much do you want to win?
And he's already met with Hal.
Right.
He's spoken with Hal.
When Boston and Toronto and San Francisco, like, all right, so how are your spring training facilities? Like, tell me what your history. Like, I don't know if he knows all that stuff. But with the Yankees, I think he picked up some things playing 162 games and being there since March of what they're about and who's on the team. And their manager and their general manager and Hal. So it does seem like pretty useless. But
to me, and maybe this is way over the top, and I'm sorry if it is, it's kind of let's neuter some billionaires to come fly out and meet me.
I mean, it could be that, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that. Could be. Sometimes the answer is bad guy.
And again, Anthony brought this up, and he's right. Fans would kill Hal if he didn't make the trip out there.
Of course, he's got to do it.
And
absolutely has to do it.
So he has to do it. But you think in his soul, he thinks, yeah, this will help me get him. You know what's going to help you get him? How many zeros on the paycheck? That's it. It's going to come down to who pays him the most money. And Scott could say he wants to be in a winning situation. Well, any single team that has the money to afford him is going to be trying to win every single year. Why would you get him if you didn't want to win?